What's holding your marriage together? Is it religion? And by religion, are you devoted to God or church doctrine, interpreting God's will that informs you of what's acceptable behavior? Or perhaps your marriage is held together by law, meaning it exists as a legal contract governing your behavior based on interpretations of that law. Or is your marriage held together by culture? In this case, the subculture of the marriage establishes the norms that define it. These religious, legal, or cultural definitions of marriage impose boundaries and govern a spouse's rule of conduct. But are they enough today to sustain marriage? What happens when religious or cultural norms break down, or divorce laws get lax, as in the United States and parts of Europe, resulting in an increase in divorce rates? The bottom line is that traditional frameworks that supported marriage are no longer effective, as society is changing its attitude toward marriage and divorce. Outside of the religious, legal, and cultural context, what is marriage exactly? At its core, it's an organization. An organization is a collection of people working together in a division of labor to achieve a common goal. A marriage starts first with two people, and then family or extended family working together in some capacity toward a common goal. Does this definition apply to your marriage? It's the part about working toward a common goal that is pivotal to determining the likelihood of you staying together long term. Looking at your marriage from an organizational approach, is it structured for success? How do you apply organizational principles to your situation? A marriage is not just a union of two people. It's a union of value systems, habits, education, beliefs, standards, fears, and anything else you can think of that might influence behavior. Without having a shared goal, which is foundational to any organization, all of these influences can drive a couple in opposite directions. What is needed is to direct all behavior toward achieving a shared goal, which is the crucial component to any organization. Without a shared goal or purpose, there is no reason for the organization to exist. Typical goals in marriage involve raising children, working toward retirement, acquiring a home, leaving a legacy for children and dependents. These are all noteworthy. However, they are obtainable with pairing any compatible man and woman together, and therefore do not sufficiently motivate couples to work together through their problems in a marriage in order to achieve these goals. In order for couples to stay together these days, their goals have to be specific to the gifts, talents, and abilities of both the husband and wife. No longer can the husband simply set the vision for the family without considering the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of his wife, and expect her to blindly follow along. Women today have a great many choices that steer them away from lifelong marriage, and therefore need a greater motivation to stay. Both the wife and the husband must wake up each day to a shared sense of purpose that they believe can only be accomplished through mutual cooperation and a dependency on each other's ability to see it through. This shared purpose has to be strong enough so that when they face inevitable problems with their relationship, it will motivate them to work things out no matter what the compromise or how difficult the path to healing. Goals can be grand or extremely simple. They must be shared, easy to measure, and achievable in a reasonable time for them to motivate. With this in mind, let's meet Catherine and Richard. They have been married 5 years, and so have reached a milestone that 22% of first marriages never reach. But now they are facing some new challenges, such as child-rearing, growing apart, boredom, and marriage expectations that haven't been met. Their different backgrounds, beliefs, habits, and values are beginning to supersede what they have in common. Arguments are becoming more frequent. Problems are not getting resolved, and bitterness is taking root. The seeds of divorce are being sown. But now, let's look at Catherine and Richard as an organization of two. Members of an organization are there because of the value they bring and the benefit they derive from contributing to the shared objectives. In the case of marriage, the goals of the couple should tie into the individual purpose of each spouse. What are Catherine and Richard's unique marital goals that will motivate them to push through the hard times in their relationship? Catherine, who is a registered nurse, defines her passion in life as a health practitioner. Richard is a construction worker and is passionate about building and fixing things. But how do these individual passions contribute to marriage other than bringing home a paycheck, which doesn't require either one's input to achieve? Every organization has a leader. As the husband, Richard should set the vision for the family. The vision should be simple, clear, and incorporate Catherine's passion, or she will not be vested. Without a vision, a wife will eventually reclaim her independence. Richard can start by determining the services the organization will provide and who are the beneficiaries. Married couples tend to consider their children as the only beneficiaries. But as they grow older, children should start contributing to the organization's function. The true beneficiaries of marriage should be a subset of the greater community in which it is a part. Husbands and wives spend considerably more time applying their skills and gifting to other organizations than to their own marriage. What if Richard and Catherine invested their collective talent in assisting with building health centers for impoverished nations, or even in communities near to them? What impact might that have on their motivation every day going to work? How might this change their perspective when dealing with marital issues that threaten to derail this purpose that they are both so passionate about? We haven't yet addressed their issues, but now they have a motivation to do whatever it takes to keep their marriage together. They depend on each other in ways that go beyond raising a family, paying bills, and trying to have date nights. Some ask, aren't things like love, happiness, and intimacy goals in a marriage? These are not goals. These are choices that are only made when sufficiently motivated by a sense of purpose. Let's conclude with 3 steps to organizing your marriage around a shared purpose. Number 1, set a vision for your marriage. It should incorporate both of your talents and passions and depend on you working together to achieve it. Number 2, arrange your daily routine to realizing this vision. You may have to take a hard look at your career and lifestyle choices, even where you live, to see if it aligns with your goals. Number 3, maintain a positive attitude when dealing with relationship issues. Remember that on the other side of resolving these is a stronger, more fulfilling marriage. If this message resonates, subscribe, hit the bell, and join our community of couples for weekly tips to make your marriage stronger, more purpose-driven. Let us know in the comments, what unique goals have you set? How is your marriage organized to achieve these goals? Remember, love awakens when passion meets maturity. Live life and love each other with a sense of purpose.